And with that, would love to introduce Willem and Joseph. Willem is enabling HPC at Submer, and Joseph is head of products and solutions at 2CR We are super excited to have you guys up here. If you want to join me. And you guys are focused on more sustainable, more IT, more margin today, correct?
Thank you.
All right.
It's very good.
There we are.
Thank you.
I'm guessing everyone is here for more margins.
For more margin, exactly. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming for the last presentation of the day, and I can understand that it's nice weather outside and there's a party going on, so we will keep it short to 10 minutes. That's what it's all to do. Go ahead.
So I want to introduce our company and why we are here today. So Willem and I are working for two companies which are working all together in order to bring more sustainability to your IT. So with immersion cooling and design servers to get really the best out of the energy that we consume today. And I think that with the current situation, this is where we should all going. So my name is Joseph Gonnachon. I manage products and solutions at CloudFest. CloudFest is a server manufacturer based in Strasbourg. We have different locations across the world in order to produce all the time locally. We understand that everyone needs some technology sovereignty in each country across the world. And apart from that, we do develop design, chassis, bare bones, and systems to different kind of cooling capabilities, depending on your data centers or locations, like edge kind of locations can be through air cooling, liquid cooling, immersion cooling, doesn't matter. At the end, it's to adapt to what you are deploying every day and to get density out of it. At the end, this is where we should all aiming for. And I will let Willem continue.
And my name is Willem Ybema. I'm responsible for sales in the Benelux, and we do projects from all over the place, in the US, in Asia, in the Middle East. And Submer is based in Barcelona in Spain, and Submer was founded a number of years ago to solve the problems about housing and cooling very high density servers. You could see with the increase of the TPDs, the power of the chips, which is coming currently at the moment, it's increasing more difficult to cool those servers. And that's, of course, why there's a strong relation with 2CR. They develop those servers, high-density servers, and we develop single-phase immersion cooling tanks where those servers can be placed. Yeah? That's my role. And our presentation is about those three things. You go ahead.
So, yeah, first, it's like how to get dense. Density means less OpEx, less CapEx, and to focus on deploying machines, not just managing machines. Instead of having multiple nodes all over the world, at the end you can have strong machines, and the problems with density is that you will need to have a proper cooling to sort it out. So this is why we're working with Submer. Today, we are exposing in the lobby with our partner Submer and Boston, which is a parent company of 2CR. I forgot to mention that before you all had lunch, thanks to our parent company. And today, what we achieved to do, thanks to their technologies, is to deploy up to 26,000 cores in a single tank with our technology, with our different systems, thanks to, for example, the new chips from AMD, Intel, with an ARM, all those kind of technology with, like Willem said, a higher TDP, but really a lot of features and core density that will allow you to deploy all kinds of solutions. We just saw before Suze present the fact that tomorrow people will launch more Docker systems, Kubernetes platforms all over. And at the end, in order to launch that based on the best infrastructure, the idea is like how I can get as much user on those machines, how can I avoid to buy multiple nodes, multiple servers, deploy them all around the world instead of having just a strong architecture and to pour as much user from it. This is why we are working with a lot of hyperscalers and cloud providers across the world. They do trust us in order to do that and have their OpEx and CapEx decreases. So For the CPU cores, I'm pretty sure everyone launches these VMs every day in this room. But we have an expertise, and thanks to the click capabilities, we are able to deploy it as well for AI purposes, machine learning, deep learning, or even for new models such as GPT-3 or image recognitions across the board. At the end for this, we need chips like graphic cards or even IPUs from GraphCore. And in that end, with that tank, we are able to deploy more than 200 of these in a single tank again, instead of having multiple racks across the board. And yeah, density, more VMs and services for everyone. I will let Willem continue with the next topic.
Next topic. So, in essence, what we're all trying to achieve is we're all trying to be more sustainable in our daily operations. Part of this presentation is to show how we can be greener, more sustainable, but also that it also has an effect that you can earn your investment back in a short period of time. One of the things that we achieve with running servers in immersion cooling is we run those servers at a much higher temperature. And what's the reason why you would want to do such a thing? That has to do with the fact that in a normal air-cooled data center, your output temperature would be about 20, maybe even 30 degrees. But what we do is we run often servers at 55 degrees. And the reason why you want to run servers at 55 degrees is because your output temperature is then 45 degrees. And when you can bring the output of your data center at 45 degrees to, for example, a free cooling system on your roof, then you can virtually run free cooling the whole year round. So you might have chillers, but those chillers won't actually be needed. They'll just be there for the maintenance. But one step further, and especially in the current situation, you can understand that servers have actually two byproducts. And one byproduct is IT, and the other byproduct is heat. And if you can capture that heat and use that heat for example, multiple heat networks, then suddenly at certain temperatures, that heat has a value. And at 45 degrees output, and we're working towards going to higher, you see that the temperature has value. And so the whole point is you can sell your power twice. You sell it once as running a server for your IT load, and secondly, you run a server, capture the heat, and then sell it twice. Yeah?
Something that you can see in cities such as Amsterdam, which are now crowded of data centers, and with the state actually mentioning that you shall not deploy any more data centers if they don't reach a PUE which agrees with the kind of green computing and energy that we want to deploy. Same thing for cities as Frankfurt, which is not that far from here, where there is already in place some heat pumps all around the city in order to take back that heat. And again, like Willem said, sell it twice or to use it twice. And with the current energy crisis and where we go, this is the way to go for future generation.
So often when we talk about sustainability, we always think this costs money. I'll quickly skip on to the next slide.
And it does not. It's actually margin back. We are not even mentioning in those numbers and those figures the fact that you can actually sell your energy again. But in this slide, what we wanted to represent is that instead of having a room actually big as this one, with multiple racks all around, and with denser systems which are coming up every day, and with the TDP of the chips coming more and more up every day, you could completely put this in just 1-2 tanks, or even like liquid cooling solutions all around. And at the end, with Submer, what we achieved is to get to that number. With the usual VMs that you can deploy, actually we were speaking about Kubernetes, so this is exactly the kind of VMs that we will be launching, or on any cloud providers or hyperscalers that we can find in the market. And at the end, what we have found with our calculations, that we have been able to reduce that to 1/3 of the price that you will pay just for buying the products, to buying the servers themselves. and 1/3 of it just by running them all year long.
So we have taken, say, two extremes: low density servers in a hosting environment, and then super high density situations using two-server servers in a Submer tank. But this is what you get if you start thinking about the capex costs per user per VM, and looking at the running costs only on electricity basis for running your servers on a per VM basis. Then you see the density is very important to reduce your costs up to even a third, and then the consequence of having those dense servers is that it's an obvious choice to cool that in immersion cooling. So that's actually the two steps.
So if you are interested about getting your margin back, there's not that much time left, but we are still in the lobby waiting for you guys. And for the German part, you are much welcome to contact our friends at Boston or me or Willem from Submer anytime. We can welcome you in Barcelona or in our data centers in Paris or in the production site in Strasbourg for sure. Thank you very much, and have a very nice day to everyone.
Okay. Thank you.